Thank you. From Toy Ranch, they ask, whose mother and father did James, the brother of Jesus, have?
Whose mother and father? Likely, probably, perhaps Joseph. It was likely Joseph. Now, in terms of mother, I'm not exactly certain if that's very clear in early church history, but earlier, Matt claimed that James, Judas, Joseph, and Simon are presented as the children of Mary. Matt's very wrong there. In fact, where he's quoting from Mark, the Gospel of St. Mark, chapter 6, the Greek utilization there, calling them kinsmen. Now, I know they're called brother, but brothers, adelphos in Greek, is utilized in multiple manners. It uses adelphos and it tells us how are they the brothers. It tells us they are the syngenusin of Christ. That Greek word is never, ever utilized for children that would have been from that woman there in the text, Mary. They could not have been from Mary. And by the way, the unanimous testimony all throughout history is that very position as well. So neither of those children were from Mary. And I found that to be a very poor argument that Matt made earlier. It doesn't exegete the text at all.
That's pretty convenient, but Adolphus is used both literally and figuratively as brother.
Yeah, I just said that.
That's the word that is there in Mark 6.
I just said it was, but it identifies how they are the Adelphos. It is used literally.
The word in Mark 6 is Adelphos, and that can be used literally or figuratively.
I just said that, but the word identifies how they are the brothers. How are they the brothers? They are the kinsmen, the Syngenese.
The word doesn't identify.
Yes, it does.
The word can be used for either. What is the clarifying word beyond Adelphos?
It's right there. It tells you they are.
What is the clarifying word that clarifies Adelphos?
I just said it, Matt. It's
what is
right there. Kinsmen, Syngenese. I've said it 4 times now, Matt. In Mark chapter 6, they're called the Adelphos. Romans 9 uses the very same word. This word is used multiple times for nephews as well. It's not always used for blood brothers from the same mother, Matt. And right there it tells you they are the brothers. How are they the kinsmen? They're the Syngenese. They are relatives.
I don't see the word Syngenese in that verse.
It's right there, Matt. It's Mark chapter 6.
Yeah, I'm looking at Mark chapter 6, verse 3 in Greek, where it says Adolphus, and I don't see Syngenese. That's what I'm saying.
Go to verse 4, Matt, where I'm telling you it identifies them as the kinsmen, Matt. Go to verse 4.
Verse 4 is no longer about his family. Verse 4 is Jesus said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, but in his own country. This is where Jesus responds to them in a metaphor sense about being among his own kin. That's where Syngenese is. That is not there.
You are incorrect.
Do you not understand how someone could speak in a metaphor?
Matt, I can read Greek. You clearly can't read Greek because in verse 4, that's directly connected to verse 3 because he's talking about his relatives, Matt. And he says,
just in the same way that he would use parables and metaphors. I'm sorry that poetry escapes you, but the fact of the matter is the word that is there could be literally, it's not just me you're up against, it's all the Protestant scholars who write all these Bible sites as well.
You're wrong. Not all Protestant scholars take that position.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said all. I said all of the Protestant scholars who write these Bible sites. So of the Bible sites that disagree with you, that point out that this verse suggests that Mary had other children, take it up with them. But don't sit here and pretend like the fact that you don't understand how someone can speak poetically about their family. Because I can tell you, I've done this exact same thing that Jesus is supposed to have done right here, which is somebody will ask me whether or not I'm famous or whatever. And I've used the response that other people have, which is nobody's famous in their hometown. That's a poetic response to say, hey, these people are my kin. You can keep going all you want,
or not.
But if you want to, okay, you're right. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I'm going to answer
Good job.
I'm going to answer what you said there, because whether it's poetic or not, right there in verse 3, we have, you're right, Adelphos means brother, but it tells you how they are the brothers from the very household, Matt. They're in the household in verse 4, and they're his kinsmen, Matt. It identifies how they're brothers.
No, sir, it does not.
Yes, sir.
And if you'd let me read it, let me read it, everybody would understand it. But you've been interrupting me since I started reading.
Read it for me, and then I'm going to answer it. Read it.
Verse 4 says, but Jesus said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, but in his own country and among his own kin and in his own house. He's speaking vaguely about a prophet, not just him. He's tying him to this prophet and how this is why my family doesn't do this.
You're wrong. It's quoting directly from the Psalms. And what he's doing is he's identifying himself as that prophet because we're hearing negative things about his family.
Yes, that's how metaphors work.
So what he then does, metaphors, he's telling us they're his brothers. And then they're identified. How are they his adelphos, Matt? They are his kinsmen. Show me one Greek scholar in this planet that would say that Greek word can be utilized, syngonese, in the manner that you're saying adelphos is being used. It's identifying the adelphos.
You're saying there's not Greeks. You're saying there are no Greek scholars that would say that syngonese could be used in a metaphor to address a literal thing.
It can never be used for actual brothers from the same.
That's not what I said, sir.
I don't agree that this is a metaphor.
Sir, who does not listen. I said, are you saying that there's not a Greek scholar who would agree that syngonese could be used in a metaphor referring to a literal adelphos?
No, there's not.
Okay.
But even
no. You said no, you're done.
Yeah, no, there's not. But
that's so ridiculous.
Move on to the next question.
Metaphor.
Wait, can we move on to the next question? I have a question.